Well, good evening tonight. Welcome to Newswatch and Hope TV, the station where you look and live. We have a whole bulletin lined up for you, so stay tuned. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Mureithi. Let's kick off. Religious leaders under the Ufungamano Joint Forum of Religious Organizations have condemned plans to build a church within State House, saying it politicizes religion and excludes non-Christian citizens in a secular nation. Speaking at Ufungamano House, the leaders also expressed concern over the deadly aftermath of the June 25th protests, urging President Ruto and security agencies to end police brutality and enforce the law with restraint. They further rejected the recent constitutional amendment anchoring the NGCDF, citing lack of public participation and court rulings that had previously declared the fund unconstitutional. They are now calling on the Law Society of Kenya to challenge the law in court.
The use of public land and city resources to erect a religious structure affiliated with one faith violates the Constitution, which guarantees religious neutrality by prohibiting the declaration of any state religion. The presidency is a national institution which must remain neutral and inclusive. Constructing a church state house
following demonstrations by young people and other Kenyans of goodwill in memory of the over 60 Gen Zs who died during the 25th June 2024 demonstrations on the finance bill. The demonstrations started peacefully.
Much as CDF might be very popular in Kenya, the fact that the money may actually trickle down to the people, we are just speaking a matter of principle, the division or segregation of duties, the three arms of government, that it is not the work of the parliament to execute. That ought to be left to the national government and to count.
Ufungamano Joint Forum for Religious Organization advises the President, the CS of Security, to stop the police brutality in handling the demonstrators and to observe the law strictly in exercising the mandate of police as provided in the Constitution, and to release all the demonstrators arrested or abducted.
A somber mood engulfed Sinoko village in Bokoli Ward, Webuye West constituency during the burial of Sebastian Omenda, a young man killed during the July 7th Sabasaba protests in Nyandarua. Religious leaders and residents have condemned politicians who they say are inciting Gen Z youth to protest only to abandon them afterward. Led by Pastor Alex Simiyu of the ADC Church in Matisi and former Assistant Chief David Simiyu, they urged the youth to be cautious and avoid being misused by politicians. This as the post-mortem report revealed that Sebastian died from a single gunshot wound. Sebastian's mother, Irene Nafula, expressed deep sorrow over the loss of her son and called on the government to compensate the grieving family.
Don't fight with the government. Na serikali huwezi kupata uongozi kupitia kwa njia ya mkato. Kilichoko wewe shika nini? Kitambulisho na utafute nini? Kura yako. Hakuna mkato. Na ukijaribu mkato unajua hujui. Serikali inabaki tu serikali. Nimesikia mwingine hapa anasema na kwa hasira. But the government remains the government.
Wakati ambapo mtu anakufa kama hauna kitu, watu hawatakuja. Na kama una mali ya kutosha wenyewe watakileta. Nataka niseme hivyo ni kwa sababu huyu kijana, angalia watu wa Bungoma the politicians wenye wako kwa upinzani, hao ndio wamekuwa wa kwanza wangekuwa hapa.
Alafu mtoto akasema baba mimi naenda lakini nitarudi mwezi wa 8. Lakini nilishutuka sana wakati nilisikia ati risasi imepika Sebastian. Kwa sababu naenda Jumapili na Jumatatu anakufa. Kusema kweli sio rahisi. Ni uchungu. Ni uchungu.
Hii kifo yake ilituguza sana. Personally, mimi naweza sema hata mimi nilikuwa kwa maandamano. Lakini in one or the other ilikuwa siku yake. Chenye tumekuwa tukipigania leo hii tumesema ifike mwisho. Wenye tuko na wao hapa jinsi sasa maandamano tumesema ifike mwisho. Sasa sababu kama maandamano itakwenda kuchukulia mandugu zetu hapa, sasa tumekubali.
Nairobi County Workers Union has issued a strike threat over delayed salary payments and unresolved employment concerns. Addressing the media in Nairobi, union officials expressed frustration over consistent delays in paying workers, warning that unless salaries are released immediately, they will mobilize county staff to down their tools. The union is also demanding that all 3,500 youth under the county's Green Army Initiative be absorbed on permanent and pensionable terms. The youth currently working on environmental and sanitation projects across the city have been operating under short-term contracts.
Leo tumekuja kuelezea ile ghadhabu tuko nayo kuhusiana na ile kudorora kwa maslahi ya wafanyikazi wa Nairobi City County. Haswa kabisa, leo tuliweza kupatiana notisi kwa serikali ya county, kwa governor na kwa county secretary ya kwamba siku 7 kutoka leo wafanyikazi ambaye sana sana ni wale tunawaita Green Army wataanza mgomo. Sababu ni kwamba wamefanya kazi saizi kwa miaka inaelekea miaka 2, walikuwa wameandikwa kwa minajili ya contract. Na hiyo ni mara ya kwanza kwa historia ya county watu kuandikwa kwa contract. Ndio walisema kwa NMS, lakini NMS ilikuwa ni county. Mara ya kwanza kwa county government Nairobi kuandikwa kwa contract. Na serikali kama kawaida inafaa kuandika watu kwa ile njia ya kudumu, ile permanent and pensionable. Lakini walienda wakaandika watu kwa njia ya contract. Hii watu wamefanya kazi na wamefanya kazi mzuri. Wametoa mitaro, tumeona jinsi wameingia kwa mitaro kwa mitandao, tumeona ile kazi ambayo wamefanya. Waliweza kusaidia Nairobi kutofurika ile wakati ambao mvua imekuja. So ile asante ambayo serikali ingekuwa kuwapa ni kwa sahihi wangekuwa wameshawaandika kwa njia ile ya permanent and pensionable, hata waweze kukimu mahitaji yao ya siku zijazo kwa njia ya pension. Kwa zikiwa kwa contract bado huwezi kuwa kwa pension.
President William Ruto has challenged his political opponents to present alternative job creation plans instead of inciting youth to violence and destruction. Speaking in Dandora during an inspection of the Nairobi River Regeneration Program, the president defended his administration's record, citing over 200,000 jobs created through the Climate Works program and more than 320,000 under the Affordable Housing Initiative, a number he says will double in the next 3 months.
Mimi nawauliza jambo la pili vijana. Msikubali na viongozi wenye hawana mipango yoyote. Watu wa ukabila na chuki. Watu wa kisirani na kuendesha vita na kupanga vita ya kuharibu mali ya watu wengine. Msikubali twende hiyo barabara. Tunaelewana jameni? Mimi nataka wale viongozi ambao wako na mashindano. Vile mimi nimepanga Climate Works. Vile mimi nimepanga Affordable Housing vijana wapate ajira. Vile nimepanga mambo ya labor mobility vijana wapate kazi. Watuambie mpango yao ni gani? Haiwezi kuwa ati mpango yao ni kupanga vijana waende waharibu mali ya watu wengine na kuchoma mali ya watu wengine. That cannot be an alternative plan for creating jobs in the Republic of Kenya. I am asking and I am telling my competitors, you have no credible plan on what you want to do about these young people of Kenya. I can confirm that I have a solid, credible plan on how to take the country out of unemployment. Today we are going to have 200,000 young people working in Climate Works.
We're going to have 600,000 young people working in our affordable housing plan. We already have 400,000 working in our export of labor or labor mobility plan. What is your plan? It cannot be that you are planning on how to incite young people, on how to pay young people to destroy people's businesses, to burn people's properties, as if that is an alternative plan. That is not acceptable. Tunaelewana jameni ama tuelewani? Watu wa Nairobi tuko pamoja? Tuendelee na hii kazi.
A new report on the state of education in Kenya has revealed major challenges affecting learning, including a shortage of over 100,000 teachers, lack of ICT and science facilities, and poor physical infrastructure, especially toilets and sanitary blocks. The report released by Zizi Afrique Foundation and Usama Agenda also points to inadequate capitation for public schools as a key factor hindering effective education delivery. It calls for urgent reforms, practical strategies, and stronger partnerships to bridge the digital divide, improve education financing, and support teachers and learners across the country.
Just about 30% of our schools have chemistry labs, 21% have biology labs, 24% have physics labs. But even then, 92% of the cluster 1 schools have these labs.
111,000 teachers are needed to cover the gaps, and that's how they are spread across. Take note of the junior school, 65,000, and senior school, 63,000, and an 18,000 overstaffing of primary. So these are issues that could be handled when you look at data.
All our learners have got an opportunity to choose the schools they like. And from the selection results, we have seen clearly that more than 5,000 schools out of the 9,700 do not get any learners selected. Reason is because some of these schools, maybe the learners do not prefer them, and other reasons, including locality, preferences.
On that note, let's take a short break on Newswatch tonight. More is coming up on the other side. Stay with us.
Join Daisy Love and friends this Sunday for a moment of worship on Ultimate Worship. From 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and repeat from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Who is like you, Lord, in all the earth?
Hope TV, look and live.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Speaking soul is the promise of a hand that reaches and and goes beyond. Watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond. Watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Thank you for tuning in to Hope TV, your go-to channel for hope, inspiration, education, and wholesome entertainment. At Hope TV, we are committed to knowing God and making Him known through powerful media content. We truly value you and are dedicated to serving you better. For feedback, inquiries, or complaints, reach out via WhatsApp or SMS on 0708 222 Email us at customerexperience@hopefm.org. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back. Kenya is mourning the death of Phoebe Muga Asio, a trailblazer in the women's rights movement and former Karachuonyo Member of Parliament. Her family confirmed that Asio passed away peacefully in her sleep while in North Carolina, US. Asio was a pioneer of the Maendeleo ya Wanawake movement and a strong advocate for gender equality, remembered for championing the two-thirds gender principle later enshrined in the 2010 Constitution. Beyond politics, Asio represented Kenya at the UN Commission on the Status of Women and played a major role in international gender advocacy, helping to elevate Kenya's voice on women's issues globally. She leaves behind a legacy of leadership, empowerment, and lifelong service to women and the nation. Residents and business owners around Kibabi University in Bungoma County are raising the alarm over rising insecurity and increased criminal activity in the area. This follows a deadly incident Wednesday night in which a security guard was killed by armed robbers who also made away with an unknown amount of goods from a nearby shop. The community is now calling on local leaders and security agencies to take urgent action, including the transfer of police officers stationed in the area, accusing them of negligence as cases of killings and shop breakings continue to rise.
Tumeamka na tukakumbana na yale ambayo hatukutarajia. Tulikuwa na mwenzetu ambaye anatusaidia kwa mambo ya security, anatuchungia manyumba hapa hivi, na tumeamka asubuhi ameweza kuvamiwa na akauawa. Na pia kuna duka ya mwenzetu anaitwa Freddy imeweza kuporwa.
Wakaachi wa Kibabi wamechoka mambo ya wizi. Watu wanaiba na maaskari kila siku kukimbia mambo ya pombe tu. Lakini ukiita mambo ya security, kuangalia maisha ya binadamu wenzangu, hakuna usaidizi hata wote. Wengi ukaita, most cases wamekuwa wamelewa.
Tumekasirika sana, tumeona vibaya sana kwa ajili ya mauaji. So ni kibabisi kama wanabiashara, tuna feel insecure sana kwa sababu ukipata mtu amekufa hapo hivyo, tunaona kweli maisha yetu iko hatarini. Wanabiashara wote tumeona mbaya sana. So tunaomba security ikuwe high, alafu kama wanafunzi wa kwa university security inakuanga. Lakini wakienda wanavijiji sasa tunakuwa vibaya sana. Tunaona security iko chini.
Nimesahau kuongezea kwa maaskari wetu wa Kibabii. Wakati mwingine kuna majambazi walikuja hapa na bunduki last year December 31. Na hao jamaa wakarudi tena mchana. Tukawaambia maaskari, imagine hao jamaa sijui wanatuenjoy. Tunawaambia maaskari wa hizi ndio hao hapo wako na pikipiki. Tumekutana nao wanatoka Torisi huko chini kutafuta mambo zao. Wanatuambia kwamba ati hawana uniform. Sasa mimi raia askari akiniuliza ati huyu jambazi ako na bunduki inafanana aje? Mimi sijui mambo na bunduki. Mimi kazi yangu najua jembe ya kulima kwa shamba na pengine pikipiki kuendesha ama biashara. Lakini askari tumeamka na tukakumbana na yale ambayo hatukutarajia. Tulikuwa na mwenzetu ambaye wanatusaidia kwa mambo ya security.
Now in business, Principal Secretary for MSME Development Susan Mangeni has called on fintech companies in Kenya to help close the $20 billion financing gap facing micro, small and medium enterprises. Speaking at the Fintech Trade Mission from London to Nairobi, PS Mangeni urged fintechs to go beyond personal loans and offer tailored working capital and trade financing solutions to support MSMEs and boost national economic growth. The event held at KPMG East Africa brought together local and international fintech leaders to discuss policy, regulation, and collaboration opportunities in the sector. KPMG's Peter Kinothia reaffirmed support for government efforts to strengthen the MSME ecosystem through policy, capacity building, and digital transformation.
We found ourselves in this space because of, one, the willingness of the government, the openness of our ecosystem in embracing the new ideas, and not just from the regulators' side of the thing, but also the population. We have a population that is ready, when it comes to embracing new ideas. Our Kenyan population is super. And so when you have the tech firm, especially those coming from other regions of Africa coming here, one of the amazing things is that they can come here with a new idea. But you see, we have very high believability on the new initiative, and this is what sets us apart from the rest. But again, if you look at what are our competitiveness as a country, technology is becoming big. It has actually overtaken our traditional, for example, cash crops that we used to trade there. And now we're doing big on technology, and therefore, when it comes to now seeing how do we regulate, again, we sometimes become the pace setters in this. Seeing if it's going to work here in Kenya, then it can also be replicated in other parts of the continent and also parts of the world.
The Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Services, KEPHIS, has raised concern over a proposed Senate bill that seeks to introduce a parallel seed registration system. KEPHIS Managing Director Professor Theophilus Mutui, speaking in Eldoret, has warned that allowing multiple agencies to certify seeds, such as the Kenya Bureau of Standards, would create confusion for farmers and compromise seed quality oversight. The bill, sponsored by Narok Senator Ledama Olekina, proposes that seed developers be allowed to seek certification directly from KEBS if they meet quality, germination, and purity standards. KEPHIS insists it should remain the sole authority for approving and registering seed varieties to ensure consistency and protect farmers.
Board of Directors are also strongly opposed to the proposed amendment of Seed and Plant Varieties Act bill, which is before the Senate. This is because KEVIS is the one which is responsible for regulating seeds. When you bring another regulator, that is KEBS as proposed, it will bring confusion to the farmers. They won't be knowing where they are going to go for the purpose of getting the quality seeds. The other aspect is that if the producer is the one responsible for making sure the seeds are not faked, it means that the role of KEVIS or government will not be there, and it will bring a lot of confusion.
In sports, Africa's fastest man, Ferdinand Omanyala, has received a brand new 2025 Toyota Hilux double cabin from Toyota by CFAO Kenya in a move to reaffirm the company's commitment to celebrating local excellence and resilience. The vehicle handover is part of an ongoing partnership with Omanyala, who represents strength, determination, and the never give up spirit. Speaking during the handover, Toyota's National Sales General Manager Daniel Maundo praised Omanyala's inspirational journey, noting that the Hilux, like Omanyala, is built for the bold. The 2025 Hilux offers safety, comfort, and durability qualities that resonate with champions both on and off the track.
This partnership is not driven by how fast he will run, how many records he will break. No. We are a brand that is known for durability, reliability, and performance. So for us, it is actually the sustainability of the times is giving, and for us, we are actually with him, and we will hold his hand, whether he wins the Olympics or he doesn't. Of course, our prayer is he wins the Olympics and any other meet that he participates in. But you know, as a company, we love his perseverance, his tolerance. We love the energy he puts in all this, and these attributes actually align very well with what I call the Toyota QDR.
The NCBA Kabete Open is scheduled to take place this weekend from the 18th to the 20th of July 2025 at Vet Lab Sports Club, marking the tee-off for these highly anticipated Kenya Swing tournaments. Adel Balala returns to defend the title and will be looking for his fourth win in the competition, having triumphed in 2021, 2022 and 2024. The event has drawn 90 top players from across the world vying for critical World Amateur Golf ranking and Kenya Amateur Golf Championship points, including 80 from Kenya, 2 each from Rwanda, Mauritius and Austria, and 1 each from Zambia, South Africa and Burundi. And with that, we have come to the end of Newswatch tonight. On behalf of the whole crew, thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Boniface Murithi. Join us live tomorrow night as we come to you all the way from Sitam Kadolta Resort. Till then, have a good night.